When you compare the previous generation of shonen to now, you can tell it has vastly changed its demographic into something a lot more gritty, dark, and honestly ominous. Obviously, shows like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece have their dark moments and themes, but I don't think it's anywhere to the degree or consistency that newer shows are starting to develop, and I think I know why. For this change of genre, I believe it all stems back to roughly 2018, as there's a lot of core components that happened in that year that really have dictated the change of direction that we have seen. So in 2018, two major things happened for the manga community. Gege Akutame started his brand new work, Jujutsu Kaisen, in the beginning of May, launching one of the most popular mangas in recent years and even becoming the best-selling manga of 2024. On top of that, Tatsuki Fujimoto had just finished his own manga Fire Punch, and his three main assistants, Yuji Kako, Tatsuya Endo, and Yukinobu Tatsu, all started to create their own hit mangas that reached their own levels of stardom, with Yuji Kako being Hell's Paradise, Tatsuya Endo being Spy Family, and Yukinobu Tatsu creating Dandadan. Hell's Paradise was the first of these three, starting in January of 2018, being a predecessor to Jujutsu Kaisen, and these were all the main shows that have hit the catalyst for the dawn of a new beginning of shonen, with most of these shows having those darker undertones and newer audiences wanting more, and slowly backing away from the typical shonen ways of having that cheerful, hopeful, all-good protagonist, and instead going for a more morally gray and darker character. So, why did this happen? Simple answer, it was innovative to the generation before them. Every work is an amalgamation of the works before. You take Jujutsu Kaisen, for example. Gege had an interview with Tite Kubo, the author of Bleach, and he said, in quote, "Bleach was my initial source of inspiration in elementary school. Then, Hunter x Hunter and Evangelion were added to the mix in middle school. Since Evangelion was steeped in mythology, I concluded that I should take a different approach by turning to Buddhism instead." And this is fairly easy to recognize once you understand this concept with storytelling and how everything is inspired by the works before them. You take Goku and Journey to the West, huge inspirations with, Wukong. You take Gojo and Urahara from Bleach, both are introduced early as these strange but strong mentors, their different attitudes not matching their status of being the MC strong and, powerful mentor that's supposed to do all these crazy things for them. And, as the series goes on, you realize the history of them as they slowly show their serious sides in an era of war and strife in order to protect their respective societies. Both were nearly killed in the past by the only people who could ever match them until they return later in order to finish the job. There's some things that are different about them, their endings and everything like that, but a lot of the inspiration you can see in the character. It's clear to see these similarities and how ingrained the older generation still is in modern day stories, and that is a good thing to show the evolution of the newer generation. Because all these shows have those heavy inspirations, and this is what causes that unique genre of shonen that causes the outbreak that these shows have. Because they're different, they're getting the new viewers, and it's creating a new skyrocket, a new peak, if you will. And like I said, this evolution is very standard and refreshing, being able to keep this genre alive for decades to come until new stories begin to do the exact same thing of creating new inspirations and being able to make that brand new mold to become the next generation of innovators. When you take Kaiju number 8, Kagura no Bachi, Sakamoto Days, all of these are clear examples of these are now the newest ones cycling after Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, and they're now all making a name for themselves with some inspiration of those and the works before them with Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, the whole shebang. And, these are now the new stories on the block. They're gaining massive fame, attention, and after most of the current running shows are starting to end, with My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, all being ended now in their mangas, that really only leaves Chainsaw Man and Dandadan as the main shows left that are still as popular as these three shows were with their mangas. But, pretty soon Chainsaw Man's looking to wrap up and Dandadan's going to finish in the next couple of years. So we're going to see that new age of brand new shows for the next couple of years. And this isn't to say with, these shows innovating and doubling and being able to have all the stuff from the older generation. I'm not saying the older generation is worse, as you couldn't possibly fathom that statement. Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto are all incredible works, being the highest selling mangas of all time. Every shonen is inspired by at least one of these three works, and it's clear to see because they all deserve their top spots of being the highlight and the face of shonen. I mean, if you look at One Piece, it came out in the 90s and it's still running with it just now making it to Elbaf. But what I mean is that the newer shows, because they have all that new work to inspire and learn from, they have more freedom and ideas to pick from and to combine into becoming new and exciting to the genre just to spice it up. You know, all ideas that couldn't have possibly been created years ago, as Jujutsu Kaisen is a work that could have never been created if Gege was never inspired from Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, and Evangelion and so forth. You know, if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, so many shows would have never been created. You know, it's just the natural way evolution goes. These shows have that unique and desired taste that honor and congratulate the mangaka before them, and have shown an incredible amount of respect towards them as their seniors. You know, when you look at mangakas' relationships, like I said, Fujimoto had the 3 assistants, and they've all created their own works, and they're all still very healthy relationship with each other. If you look online, you can see that these people have actually shared art with each other of drawing their characters in their own art styles as a way to honor them for their work. Prime example is if you look at My Hero Academia, there's actually a popular thing going around of the creator of My Hero. He drew a Smoker fan art for Oda way back in the day. And then now you go full circle. My Hero Academia came out, had a massive success, and the manga's over. And to congratulate him, Oda drew him a Smoker in return over a decade later. You know, that's just kind of showing how connected the mangaka are with each other and how much respect they hold for everyone around them. And that's a beautiful thing I wish more industries did. But back to the point, with that new wave, obviously, I don't think any anime fan is ever going to forget Luffy, Ichigo, and Naruto. Neither are they now not going to forget Gojo and Denji for years to come, as Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, so much anime left to be created that they're going to have years and years of popularity still, even with their mangas being one ended or too close to ending. But I do honestly believe that there is going to be a new wave of characters that will dethrone Gojo, Denji, Gabimaru, Kaiju number 8, you know, Okaru. Like they're going to be dethroned. But as of right now, they are the face of new shonen. You know, this is the modern look that we're looking for. And this is only natural in the state of evolution. As something so competitive as the manga and anime industry, you have to evolve if you want to get ahead and you want to get your manga to go. If you don't, and if you're not able to fit that new mold of what people are looking for, your manga is going to get dropped from Shonen Jump. You have numbers to go, and that is what's working. And honestly, as someone who's been kind of newer to the anime journey, I mean, I didn't start anime till my late teens, and I was able to binge Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, you know, all the main shows, because during COVID, I had so much time, it was ridiculous. You know, I just spam shows left, right, and center. I don't even remember half of them. But I was able to enjoy the whole ride at once as I binged them all during my teens during COVID. And then now, in the last 2 years or so, I've been someone who was able to catch the ride, you know what I mean? With like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, I kind of hicked on the ride as Jujutsu Kaisen was during the Shibuya incident arc, and I was able to keep track of every chapter's release date. I was on top of every theory, so I wasn't left behind. I was in the loop. I knew all the info I needed for every new chapter. And you know, it was a real fun like scavenger hunt to try to keep track of the chapters and really get a feel and a bond to it. You know, so much so I have a Jujutsu Kaisen tattoo because I love that journey of keeping track of it, regardless of the ending was kind of shit. But, you know, now with all these shows slowly starting to wrap up and there not being that many, I'm now becoming the person who the people before me were, where I'm watching all the new shows get developed, and I almost have to look in the rough for those diamonds. And so I can actually start reading shows that are yet to be popular and watch as they blow up into massive shows years to come. And honestly, I'm so excited for that. And honestly, I think that that's going to be a beautiful thing for the evolution of Shonen. And I can't wait for what stories I'm going to see in the next coming years. But I think that's pretty much it for me. If you like the video and you want more stuff for me to cover, listen to, analyze, things of that nature, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. I'm not going to force you to or anything, but it'd be greatly appreciated. As right now, this is kind of sort of a side hobby, but I do try to plan to post every Sunday with Last Sunday I was sick, so I couldn't get a video out because my voice, as you've seen, my voice is giving out when I talk too much from me coughing still. But I really wanted to get this video out as I love the idea of the evolution of Shonen and how different it's gotten in just 10 years. And yeah, I have enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you want more, just leave a comment and I will be right to it. But I'll see you all next Sunday. See ya.